Central Minnesota Sports Hub. It's the Morning Sports Desk, presented by Wadena's Pizza Ranch and FunZone Arcade. Available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts, and streaming on YouTube.
It is the Morning Sports Desk on a Friday, the 17th of January. I'm CJ Baumgartner. There is Corey Tackman. Corey, a busy day with local sports to get to on the Morning Sports Desk, powered by Pizza Ranch and FunZone Arcade. We have a lot to talk about with everything going on. But first of all, it's a Friday. You're going to be on vacation next week. How are you feeling?
Timed up pretty nice, didn't it?
Timed up pretty nice. You are going to be getting out of here when things are getting super cold.
Yep. No, that's it. It's perfect timing. I don't sometimes you get lucky, and this is one of those times.
This is one of those exact times. I think I've gone on vacations before where I've went like south, and then people are like, actually, no, it's a nice little warm snap. It's like perfect conditions for this time of year. And then you get back, and then things like get colder, and you're like, well, this stinks.
Yeah.
But no, you timed everything up, just 10 out of 10, no notes.
I mean, as far as I can tell, I don't know. I don't think the weather where we're going is going to be like picture perfect, but it's going to be 70 degrees warmer.
Even 50 degrees warmer is better.
Yeah. When your lows are like, 25 below.
Without wind chill.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, it's going to be awesome. I can't wait.
That'll be good. In the meantime, though, we'll sit here and talk some local sports. Hey, coming up tonight on our broadcast schedule on 101.7 FM and AM920 KWAD. Also streaming online at WDenaRadio.com/KWAD. Wadena Deer Creek boys basketball hosting Parkers Prairie. For Wadena Deer Creek, they got back to 5-5 on the campaign. They got a 78-32 victory over Menahga last night to get them back even up on their overall record. For Parkers Prairie on the campaign, they are 2-8. They got a win over Long Prairie Gray Eagle on Monday night, and then Tuesday they played Hillcrest Lutheran Academy, a tough team there, lost 67-36. But trying to get things going, so was Wadena Deer Creek in the middle of January. Like we've talked about, and spend all January every time talking about this is the time where you feel like, hey, can we start to play our better basketball? And it'll be interesting to talk with Coach Drew Johnson and the Parkers Prairie Panthers. I know you called the game of theirs earlier in the season and kind of got a look at them and stuff like that. So it'll be interesting to see where they are from about a month ago to now, and just kind of the things that, hey, we feel like we're doing this better. We still want to work on this. We still want to do that. Because for Wadena Deer Creek, I'm talking with Coach Thunberg all season long on Wolverines Weekly, and just, of course, with pregame interviews there. He says, hey, we feel like we're starting to get a little more command. Kids are starting to play, like, figure out what it takes to play hard on the varsity court, what passes you can make, what things you can do, what things you can't get away with. Feel like you're starting to find that routine and, now trying to take those next steps from there. Obviously, Kobe Snyder going to be a big part in this game for Wadena Deer Creek. That kid, I think, has a 20-point game almost every night for that team. He is just kind of what their offense moves around. And as a Wolverine player spotlight this week, he's talked about like growing the offensive game, because last year he was just kind of their sick 'em on their best defender kind of guy, because you already had, Peyton Church, you had Teshi Lord, you had a few of those other guys that could score. So it's like, let's just have you defend the other team's best guy and do stuff like that. And this year, talking with Coach Thunberg and talking with him, said, I wanted to work on scoring, like finishing at the rim and doing some of that stuff. And that's finding different ways to finish and different things like that. And again, Staples Motley on Tuesday night had a good game doing that. And we'll see kind of how that translates here through the rest of the season. But should be a good game tonight. Wolverines, Panthers, a little non-section, non-conference matchup. And that'll be tonight on KWAD, WDenaRadio.com/KWAD, 101.7 FM and AM 920. And as always, you can find our full broadcast schedule online at WDenaRadio.com/KWAD. Corey, speaking of the Panthers, by the way, there is, Wadena Deer Creek and Parkers Prairie. When those two teams play a baseball game, it's always fun to make sure you're in attendance for that one. And there's a Parkers Prairie baseball player who made his college commitment yesterday that we want to let people know about. But before we do that, and we talk about an 1,000-point score for a Park Region Conference athlete in boys basketball, and a really, really cool thing that happened in Menahga this week too. Before we get into all of that, we probably should talk about the good folks at the Pizza Ranch and FunZone Arcade in Wadena. Corey, what's going on there?
Well, of course, the cold is coming here this weekend and beyond. So don't forget about the Pizza Ranch and FunZone Arcade to kind of help keep you warm this weekend and beyond with lots of stuff happening. Did you know Mondays are half price play Mondays at the FunZone Arcade? All games half price every single Monday. There's new games in the building, be it the Godzilla VR, which I will always talk about. There's the Carnival Wheel. There's Over the Edge. There's Skillful Revolution. I mean, just unbelievable stuff. And some of your old school favorite games as well. Of course, the Pizza Ranch will provide birthday party packages. You want to have a little fun with the Pizza Ranch and maybe you or your kids or however it is want to set up a little birthday bash at the Pizza Ranch. They can accommodate that. There's new prizes, prizes being redeemed every single day. Great stuff happening at the Pizza Ranch and FunZone Arcade in Wadena, sponsoring, presenting, powering the morning sports desk.
All right, Corey. So big news with the Parkers Prairie Panther baseball program. They put out over on Facebook yesterday, congratulating Nolan Steidl on signing with Bethel Baseball and making his collegiate commitment there. Obviously, Parkers Prairie Baseball has had so much success over the last decade plus. And when you do that, a lot of your kids want to go play collegiately on to the next level. And that was the announcement yesterday on Facebook on the Parkers Prairie Panther, Parkers Prairie Baseball Facebook page there. Bemidji State was always the pipeline for a little bit. Obviously, you've had you know, some Crookston. You could have some other ones that mix in there, but Bethel mixing in there.
Yeah, congratulations to Nolan. He's a really nice player for Parkers Prairie. A nice pitcher, like a really nice pitcher, obviously, for the Panthers. Plays a little shortstop as well. Fell ill during the state baseball tournament and toughed it out and played quite well throughout the state baseball tournament. And what's that?
It was his flu game.
It was his very own flu game, and he powered through. So congratulations to Nolan. He's awesome. Will be the ace for the Panthers this upcoming spring, and he can really do it. He can really pitch, and will fill out the middle of the order as well for the Panthers. So congratulations to him on being able to continue that baseball career. It's pretty exciting.
Yeah, it's awesome. And we talk about this all the time. We talk about collegiate commitments. As two guys who love high school sports, played high school sports, but never played collegiately, it's really cool for any kid at any level to go on and play ball, because it just wasn't in the cards for me. I would have loved the opportunity. I just wasn't good enough. But I'd love the opportunity to play collegiate baseball. I don't have a year of eligibility left, but if you want to give me a fifth year, if somebody out there, some school who's desperate, wants me to play, I'll enroll. I'll take intro to sign language or something like that.
We need another pandemic. You have to enroll. You have to anticipate a pandemic and enroll.
No context, Corey. We're cutting that clip of you saying we need a pandemic.
I mean, we got to do what we got to do around here. and then maybe that will help, that can help get you that extra year of eligibility.
Right, exactly. I just need to.
You're only 6 weeks older than Parker Fox, so.
I mean, that's true. I want to look this up, actually. Parker Fox age.
He's a year older than Anthony Edwards.
He is 24 years old. He was born on July 15th, 2000. So he is just a couple months younger than my brother, who is also 24. So
correct.
He's been out of school for a little bit too.
Yes. Lots of guys go to school for 8 years.
Yeah, they're called doctors. Another cool moment, again, that neither of us got to, but in our own minds, maybe we thought someday we could have gotten there. Brady Rock for Bertha-Hewitt. He's a junior. He got his 1,000th career point against New York Mills last night at the yeah, it was a good milestone for him to get. He's been a scorer pretty much from the moment he got to be a varsity basketball player as a freshman. He already was one of the team's more lethal scorers. He could drive. He's strong. He's quick. Can shoot anywhere on the floor, and got that 1,000-point mark yesterday against New York Mills. And it's something that, not, again, like this post says, but not many people get to in their career. And for him to get there as a junior, and then of course to do it at home in front of the fans, is always something cool that you get to do as well. Because 1,000 points is just a cool mark. Like, it's obviously there's players who've played when they're 7th graders and then they score all the time and they get 2,000, 3,000. Heck, in some cases we'll get to 4,000 with somebody out there. But like 1,000 points is just, it doesn't take any weight away from the fact that that's a cool milestone to hit.
Yeah, congratulations to Brady. Should mention also the story about Nolan Steidl, the story about Brady just now as you were saying it, and another story we're going to get to here in a moment. All have been shared on the Sports Cow, Central Minnesota's sports hub for sports. How is that for a perfect description of what the Sports Cow is?
How about a perfect description for you right here? Moo.
Congratulations, Brady. Big time stuff from you. Keep it up.
Yeah, exactly. A lot of stuff coming there. So looking to another piece of business that we should talk about on the morning sports desk, powered by Pizza Ranch. Corey, just and we mentioned it before, just a really cool story out of Menahga. And once again, shared on the Sports Cow Facebook page. Can I get a moo?
Moo.
Moo. Moo to you, moo to everyone, and moo to the Menahga Special Olympics Unified basketball teams that are headed. They went to Crosby Ironton, rather, for the basketball tournament in the area, and they came home with first place, and they are once again going to the state tournament. Just how cool of a story.
Yeah, it's amazing that it's and by the way, it's something that Menahga does just I think above and beyond everybody else in the region. What they're doing with their unified sports, they're just crush it. Their coach, Isaiah Hahn, Mr. Hahn, is actually a guy I played basketball against growing up. Just a couple towns over. I remember when I moved here, he was the volleyball coach at Menahga when I moved here, and I went up there and I walked in there and I go, "What are you doing here?" And he goes, "What are you doing? What's happening?" So Isaiah is someone that I've known for, back to 3rd grade elementary basketball tournaments, and what he's doing now with the unified sports programs is just incredible. The A team, there were 2 teams, an A team and a B team. The A team is going back to the state tournament, and that is going to be at the Target Center. You know, like the Target Center,
the Target Center,
the Target Center in Minneapolis. So congratulations. The B team took home the consolation prize, and it's just a special thing happening in Menahga, and this program, this unified basketball program in particular, is straight up rolling. So congratulations.
I mean, just such a cool moment. And they had teams there last year competing, and that was a cool moment to do it again. Like you talked about, they're just crushing it in doing that and giving those kids an opportunity not only to play, but to do this at a high level. And getting to play on the Target Center floor is the prize enough. Going to try and win would be another kind of cherry on top, but just the moments you get to create for those kids is the point of high school sports at any level in any kind of organization. And the fact that they get to do that and make this memory and get to do this thing that not a lot of people get to do regardless, it's just really cool.
Congrats.
Moo. Go find the full story. Go find the full story on the Sports Cow Facebook page, and we'll have more to come at WDenaRadio.com as well. Looking at kind of the state sports landscape, Corey, not really a ton going on, but I think over the weekend, we're trying to forget about some of the things. Like yesterday, we kind of had the full therapy session. It felt like with Zeke. So go listen to yesterday's episode, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, wherever you get your podcasts, YouTube. Those are the places, of course, you can find every episode of the Morning Sports Desk. Monday's episode, we're, spoiler alert, we're going to be out on Monday, but we have something coming on Monday. And Corey, just an immaculate grid for the ages, I think, is the best way to tease that.
All-time ending.
All-time ending.
An all-time ending.
The screen grabs you will get.
A twist you won't believe.
You will not believe. Ugh. All right. I don't want to give away too much. I don't want to speak out of turn too much. Let's end this with a little bit of positivity from a group that we've been rightfully hard on all season long. Corey, your Minnesota Golden Gophers upset the Michigan Wolverines last night in overtime at the barn. First win Ben Johnson has ever had versus a ranked opponent. Their first win versus a ranked opponent since they beat Purdue in February of 2021. How you feeling? How you feeling? You hanging a banner? You getting ready?
It was I did not get the chance to watch the game. I did, of course, see the highlight of the final bucket. And I have, well, first of all, Dawson Garcia is just calling for the ball the entire length of the floor. And I don't know why the point guard is not giving it to him, because he is dribbling into pressure the entire time up the floor. And then finally dumps it off to Garcia, who it's like a 40-footer or something like that.
From the logo.
Right. But hold on. I do have that. That's the thing I have. I want to take a little umbrage with. The logo implies it happened at midcourt. The Minnesota M is ginormous. And he hit it from essentially the bottom, like the bottom
M.
corner of the M. He hit it from the logo, which is a full 10 feet away from midcourt. It was like a 40-foot. I mean, it was a bomb, and he just cashed it. So that was really cool. But yeah, it's like saying you hit have you seen the Jayhawk logo in the middle of the can? It covers the whole freaking floor.
Like the foot that kind of like sticks out and stuff like that. Yeah.
It's like, okay, cool. So you hit a 12-footer. Is that what you're saying?
Hey, no, it's from the logo. Nobody ever said how far away the logo was.
They needed that victory severely. They severely and to watch them celebrate like they did. I don't have issues with anything that they go. I just have issues with people who imply it was a half quarter when it very wasn't. No, it was awesome. It was an awesome moment. And I think those guys probably needed that pretty badly. Now,
stack some more on and don't let this just be like a flip, like a blip, and then you just kind of move on, whatever. But it was a fun game. They should have won it in regulation. They did not, but hey, you play
good. They're not a good basketball team.
They're not top of the Big Ten, and you play a team that wants to be top of the Big Ten, and you beat them on your home floor.
They hung with a good team and drained a 40-footer to send them packing. That's pretty sweet.
Mm-hmm. Get to see a court storming at the barn.
Yeah, it's cool. I don't need them to go on a run. What's that going to prove? They stink, man.
I just every once in a while on a random Thursday or Saturday or Sunday afternoon, just want like a fun basketball game to turn on that I have some kind of investment in. That's the minimum baseline I want.
Then watch Louisville. If that's what you want. Watch Paige Beckers, if that's what you want.
Hey, the Gopher women's team's playing well. So
watch the Gopher women. Boy, oh boy, did you see how many points were scored in that Maryland game?
A lot.
99-92 was the final. That would have been fun.
That would have been fun. Now imagine if they had Mara Braun healthy.
I know.
That's the killer. Because if they did, they'd be real nice.
They probably are going to lose their top 25 ranking because of that loss. But Maryland, I think, was ranked 8th. Or
right.
9th, something like that. So Maryland's real good. And that game was in Maryland. I mean, that's That's a good loss if there is such a thing.
Donna P can coach.
Michigan men, bad loss last night.
Bad loss. Our resident Michigan Wolverine fan, Jared Reinitz, sales guy in the building, he was not happy yesterday. I told him that winning programs find ways to win at the end of games and losers lose. He did not like that. It should be noted. Let's just a look behind the curtain. We have a text thread amongst like some of the on-air guys on the Superstation. And every once in a while, when bad things happen to other people's favorite teams, someone sends do we need to check on this person? Mm-hmm.
And I think it was you last night who said someone needs to check on Jared. And I said on it. And then I just created a new thread with him so we could roast him together. He didn't appreciate it.
No.
I don't think he appreciated it.
Probably not. But you know what?
Soda.
It happens.
You know what? They got a Minnesota kid on that team who's good, who's from Stewartville. Cheddar.
Yeah.
Don't go to Michigan.
Making the cheese there, you know?
Don't go to Michigan, you doofus. Stay in state. Win big games.
Stay in state, win big. Do you see there's that story where Iowa wants to take like the lower 9 counties of Minnesota?
Yeah, the counties that border Iowa, they want to buy them.
Yeah, something like that. And I think it was somebody from KFAM, maybe it was Guardsy, I don't know, put on social media. It's like, yeah, I think Lakeville's trying to see if they can be a part of the Madison zip code.
Yeah. Yeah, no kidding.
They all go there. Nice job.
Why are we doing this? And then are they going to want to buy the next counties that border Iowa?
No, I think at that point it becomes I think at that point we fight a war.
It's the stupidest thing. I don't know what this is, what's happening right now, where everybody is talking about how we're just trying to buy someone else. What are we doing?
Manifest destiny cannot be stopped, Corey.
Here's the thing that I can't tell, and that's a great reference. But like, are these real conversations? Like, are people really?
The Iowa Minnesota conversation is not real. I think that's just I'm a local representative. Let's try and get my name in a headline by saying something dumb.
But it's like he's like really what's the word I'm looking for?
Serious?
No. Like, hasn't he brought this to, like, isn't it in their like legislative session?
Could be.
Or has he just said it out loud? Is it one of those?
He said it at like an expo or something like that. Okay. It was nothing said like in a legislative.
It's not the first time he's brought it up either, I know.
Probably not. And that dude can stay in his toilet land of Iowa where he belongs.
But we're talking about buying Iowa, buying Minnesota, and the United States buying Canada and Greenland, and Canada being like, we'll take Alaska and Minnesota. Why are we having these? This is, CJ, I know they're unserious. Do you understand why that's the problem, right?
A little, yeah. Hey, look, man, it's the middle of January, NFL playoffs. The playoffs aren't until the weekends and stuff like that. And
I don't care. Talk about real things. Quit doing petty things. Petty is for the Kardashians. It's not for politics.
You know, before the end of the day, we're probably going to have like some kind of conversation about, I think we need to have conversations about like the annexation of like let me put it to you this way. Sabika just completely overtook Nimrod. I mean, they share zip codes now. Nimrod used to have their own zip code. Wrightstown used to have their own zip code. Now it's just part of Hewitt. You see all this coming around. And I think when you let it happen there, it just is going to manifest in its way to the bigger levels. It's just a darn shame. It's a darn shame.
We should start a morning politics desk.
Yeah, that will be popular. I don't think Pizza Ranch and FunZone Arcade thinks that that's a good business to invest in.
You don't think so?
No, I think the local sports is the way to go.
I think so. Now that you say that. Anyway, who hates Iowa?
We hate Iowa. This is the Morning Sports Desk powered by Pizza Ranch and FunZone Arcade in Wadena. Hey, put in your pipe, Iowa. We'll see you on Monday or next week. Who knows?
Powered by Wadena's Pizza Ranch and FunZone Arcade. Follow the Morning Sports Desk on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts. And watch every show on YouTube.